Episode number 19 this morning. Sorry if I sound like shit and sound congested because I am. Still getting over a sickness right now. So let's go see if we're live real quick. I'm going to do a quick 15-20 minute pre-bell breakdown show. Let's go look and see where the market is. We are live on X, live on YouTube. Let's see. We are indeed. All right. Let me go send this out. Quick pre-bell breakdown. If you're watching the live stream on X, please do like and repost the stream. Would greatly appreciate it. And let's see where the market is currently sitting at. First and foremost, let's go look at the economic calendar along with the earnings calendar. So for today, we have U.S. employment report, which is the delayed report. A lot of delayed reports coming in this morning at 8:30, and then we have S&P flash U.S. services PMI at 9:45, and business inventories right after that. So retail sales, unemployment rate, all of that came out at 8:30. Some of it being delayed data. And then let's go check at the earnings hub. Nothing crazy today. No, nothing significant. Main thing, I guess, is tomorrow, looking at after the close, you have MU. I think that can be a decent one. Thursday, you have FedEx and Nike. That'll be two good ones. And then Friday, my favorite, we have CCL, Carnival Cruise Line. Still in my January $28 calls. I have nothing but a free runner position, up about 140, I think 140, 150%. So nothing too crazy, but all right. So looking at QQQ here, let's go get this over to QQQ. All right, so QQQ is underneath previous day low currently. So previous day low right here on QQQ, we are now underneath of it. SPY, different story. SPY is slightly above previous day low. So they did come down, and let's see, IWM is significantly lower than I guess about the same, maybe with QQQ. So QQQ is underneath previous day low and previous week low. SPY is just above previous day low and previous week low. IWM is above previous week low, but below previous day low. So you got a little bit of a mixed bag here right now. So for SPY, I still have the same zones going into the session today. We do have a level down here at 676.20. So SPY kind of bouncing off this over here from Monday, December 1st. It's that pre-market low area. It's around here. If you mark that area, all these reactions, and there's an order block that's right there. So this is from Monday, December 1st low currently where SPY is at. So SPY just above previous day low, still have the same three zones right above it. After that, pre-market low is lining up with the December 1st low. After that, 676.20 and 674. So as of right now, this would be kind of the overall range that I would be watching on SPY. Mark 673 area. Just in case. Not saying we're gonna fall off the face of the earth, but just like to have a little bit more levels there. So nothing too interesting, honestly, on SPY and Qs other than just new lows overnight. Back tested up here at the same freaking zone for Qs. It back tested the 611.44 area, which is going to be the low from Friday session. Did nothing more than back tested that this morning right at the 8:30 a.m. data. Just happened to line up like that, rejected, and now moving lower. So looking a little bit weaker going into the open on SPY and QQQ. Now, a few names I'm looking at here. I'm looking at CVNA. I would like to see CVNA stay underneath 450, 454 area, get them move down to 442, 440, and then continue to sell off underneath 440. But that'll be a good target downside. Already in a position from last week with a little bit of a runner left, and then opened up a new position yesterday for fun. So watching for a little bit more continuation downside. AMD hit a target downside last night and is now bouncing around 205. Mark my 205. Boom. And it is back at previous day low. So looking for it to stay underneath. Honestly, I don't want to see it go back up to 209, 210. Even staying underneath that, I still do like it for a short, but would like AMD to stay underneath 207.50, 207.60 area, get to move back down at 205. Essentially end up losing that area here. Is it a 30-minute squeeze going into the open as of right now? It is curling to the upside just because of the higher lows and support that it has off of that 205 area. So would like for it to continue to stay underneath this area right up here. If it ends up getting a break in base above that 207.50, 207.60 area, squeeze can fire upside. So just keep that one on watch. CCL, again, they have earnings on Friday. This thing's been an absolute beast. Would like to see $30 sooner rather than later. So we'll see if it continues to run up into the earnings. I don't think I'm going to sell my runner until after earnings. It's a free trade by this point, so I mean, I'll just let it be. Costco getting its balls kicked right now, underneath that weekly zone here, underneath the 867 area. Sold down yesterday to about almost 850. Back testing a volume shelf right now, rejecting and trying to go a little bit lower. So Costco looking like shit. Palantir, I talked about it yesterday, literally right up here when it was coming back to 187. I was like, Palantir looks good for a short. We were on the live stream, started looking at a few other things, and then this giant candle right here came in. I was like, boom. I was like, all right, there goes the Palantir for that breakdown. And it sold off into the close and it continued to go lower. And it is now sitting at the low from Thursday, December 11th, right there. So nice move on Palantir. I do think Palantir can go lower. Um, so this was the area I was interested in initially, was around the 190 to 192 area. If you go to the daily, that's kind of why it was the highs back in August. So it's testing the daily 9 right now. Would like to see him move down underneath 180. So just keep Palantir on watch. If there's a little bit of relative weakness there for a move down to 180 and then sub 180, I think can get a decent move down. AVGO, again. Oh, did it come down and almost hit it, the zone? Look, it was already drawn here on the chart. Hey, I call that a win. Look at that right there. It hit the zone. Was it was said 335. 335.27. I mean, off by 27 cents. Can't be mad. So took puts right up here yesterday. AVGO knife through the previous day low. Got another knife candle stalled out right there. No buyers in sight. Took puts, got the move down, and then got the slow bleed into the close. And now it's hitting that big green zone downside. So AVGO, I think, was a great opportunity for a short. I sent that out over the weekend. Um, so now it is just starting to break this channel that it's currently in on the weekly. There's an evening star right up here at the top of that trend line. There is a gap to fill in the daily to the upside. There's also a gap to fill in the daily to the downside. So underneath 335, 330, get a move down to 324. Underneath 324, you do have a gap to fill down to like 308, 309. So keep that on watch. It's sitting right now on the weekly 21, which is at 335.41. Again, it hit 335.27, so off by a few cents. But it did form that evening star and getting the breakdown now. The nine times out of 10, next candle's red follow through. That's what it got yesterday. So was able to capitalize on some puts there out of the gate with that relative weakness and sell off. So it's now sitting right here. If it ends up breaking this zone right here, here's that gap right there on the daily 324 all the way down to 308, like 60, wherever that area is. So keep that name on watch. MU was another one. I think great opportunity for a short yesterday. Um, I think it still has room, potential downside. So here's your daily chart on MU. So nice higher lows, double top right up here, hanging man that closed underneath the previous day low, and then knifed underneath your daily 9. Came down yesterday and it's hitting the daily 21. Now it's just underneath it by $1.50. So would like to see it continue to break underneath 236, 235 area. Honestly, get a $10 drop. Look for a 230 cycle level, but then 230 or 226, 225 area next. Underneath that can just start to really fade down the 200. So excuse me, keep MU on watch as well. I'm not trying to be the big bad bear on the market, but a lot of these names were setting up for downside. ARM was another one. I drew it here. This was another great one. Underneath 140, get to move down to 129.40. After that, get to move down to 120. And underneath that, I mean, can just continue back down to 105, 100. If you look at ARM for yesterday, nothing too crazy, but the move kind of happened over the weekend from Friday into Monday. It popped up a little bit, sold back down, then a slow bleed and new lows into the close. Now sitting back around that 124, 125 area. So if it can stay underneath this, get a move down to 120, and then underneath 120 can really start to sell off to the downside. I missed RKT yesterday. That had good downside for 18 bucks. RKLB still selling off. RKLB was a great short yesterday. This name had a really, really massive run up. Printed a daily evening star as of yesterday. It is now breaking the daily 9, looking for a move down to 51.50 and then 50 bucks. So essentially, it already did the big part of the move, got down to the first main target around 57, came back down, next target at 55. So next target down to about right here. And then full target after that will be around 48 bucks. So this was a really, really good short yesterday. And would like to see the continuation on this one. There was some unusual flow yesterday on APP for calls. It got a nice rebound, honestly, holding this low. So watch to see if it does come back down and continue to double bottom and hold down in the low 660s, around 665 to 662 area. See if buyers continue to step in right there. The flow that kept coming in was, let me see if I can pull it up. Where'd it go? Coin. Duolingo calls. Yeah, someone was buying deep in the money $100 calls for January 21st, 2028. Um, well, my screen over here is not loading. The Costco 860 calls kept coming in too. I can't find out which ones it was, but I know there was some flow coming in yesterday on APP. Let me see if I can find. Was it these 675s? Oh, yeah, 675 and 682.5s for December 19th for Friday. Just a little unusual flow, but nothing too crazy. What is Tessie doing? Pulling back. Tesla went all the way up to the big red zone. Got a really nice move. I would like to see a pullback, honestly, on Tesla, back down to 465. Honestly, I'd really like to see back down to 445, 450, and try along there on Tesla. But I think if it gets a pullback down to right here, you can get a decent long or potential move up. So watch 465 if Tesla does pull back today for an area of support. I'm actually going to go ahead and set an alert right here just to keep that on watch. There is a small gap to fill from the overnight session here. But yeah, keep this area right here on watch if Tesla does pull back down for a potential bounce play there. Microsoft sitting right at previous day low, broke underneath of it during pre-market, and then kind of holding back up right now. Um, yeah, I have mainly these two areas here marked on Microsoft, and then this is the diddle in the middle kind of place right here. So here's your chart on Microsoft. Here's my supply and my resistance. This will be my demand and my support. Diddle in the middle, 476.70, 486.30 area. Um, Breaks and closes above here, go up here, rejection, come back down, bounce here, go back up, breaks underneath this, and come back down to this zone. So it's kind of in no man's land right now. I do see this. This will be interesting. So watch this on Microsoft going into the close. If it rejects here, get the move down to the bottom of the zone, or if it shows some relative strength, if it gets a break to around 478, breaking base over 476.65 area, and then try and get that move up back to here. So keep this one on watch. If it rejects the trend line, so just draw that trend line and put a level at 476.60 and put an alert right there as well. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. That trend line is gonna line up right where that level is. So hard rejection can get a move for the short. If it continues to show strength and gets a break in base above that spot, then it can start to get that move higher. So it can kind of break out of this lower high downtrend that it's in right now. So keep that one on watch. Apple, nah. Apple still holding support down here. It's in a 15-minute squeeze going into the open. Trying to curl to the upside. Hasn't it flipped bullish yet? Oh, it just did. The candle just closed on the 15-minute actually. Trying to flip bullish here, so holding this base. So watch this on Apple as well. Another one similar to Microsoft. Lower high, lower high. There's a wick right there on this candle, lower high. It lines up perfectly with the trend line. put your base down at 272.85. Watch for the breakout, and then I would mark a level around 274, point like 1.5 area, and then I'm going to put an alert right here. So you get a break in base similar to Microsoft gets a break in base above that. You can get a really nice move upside back to 275, 276.50. Rejects around 274 area in that trend line, get to move back down to 272.85, 273 area underneath that, and 270 cycle level. But as of right now, it's in a 15-minute squeeze trying to curl upside. So make sure you mark this level right here and put an alert on Apple. Break and base above that can see a decent move up there. Um, let's see, Amazonian looking good. I'm not sure why that's there. 30-minute squeeze leaning upside right now, looking good. Oh, I had decision time. Why did I have decision time marked right there? Oh, right there. It almost came down to it. Missed it by about 35 cents yesterday. Decision time for if it was going to hold or get the flush down. Amazon looking decent here. Holding that low. 221.50. Starting to get a move back up. So watch Amazon. It's in that 30-minute squeeze right now that is flipping upside. So see if you can get a continuation over 223.50. Get a move back up to 225, 226, potentially 227. NVIDIA. Nothing, nothing, nothing here. 1 hour squeeze hasn't flipped bullish. Kind of looking more pathetic than anything. I'd watch NVIDIA for downside. Unless it starts to get the move back up to 180, honestly, I think it could be a short the pop kind of thing. So watch NVIDIA coming back up here to 177, 178.3 area. Just give or take this little dollar area right here for a rejection, get a move lower. It gets the break in base above that and then continues to hold 175, can get a move back up to 180. But overall, NVIDIA is still looking like a decent short. I think a lot of them still are um, right there. So just look to see if it holds this double bottom, get the move back up, and then sell it back down. So just my opinion. It's only hit the trend line 2 times. I expect the third time to get a decent rejection on it. Could be wrong. Could rip straight through it. But I'm going to put a level here. We're going to mark it around here, just under 178. And I'm going to set the alert just before it to give me a heads up. Look for a possible short there, breaking base above 178, and then we'll see him flip the bias a little bit more bullish. But a lot of the chip names on the higher time frame, I think, look good for pullbacks right now. So, but SPY still holding previous day low. So watch these zones here going into the open. Extend these over just to get them ready. And that's it for me, guys. Appreciate everyone tuning into the pre-bell breakdown. Quick and easy here this morning. Sorry I sound like shit. I feel like shit. Hopefully the sickness goes away here soon. But we got US market open in about 10 minutes. So I'm going to move the live stream over to the premium Discord for the live streaming and live trading for the day. I am going to be on Wolf Financial X Spaces, I believe, as a guest speaker today. I believe they're running it potentially on the YouTube channel later on today on the back half of the session, just hanging out, going in the power hour. But appreciate everyone tuning in. Premium Discord team watching the stream here. I want to move this on over to the Discord. I'll see you guys over there for the live trading session. Everyone else, have a great rest of your day. If you want to come hang out with the Casey Trades Premium Discord team, not only myself, a handful of amazing trade analysts for options and futures, day trade, swing trading, live streaming, live trading, charts, watch lists, everything that I do in one place. Come hang out with the Casey Trades Premium Discord. You can click the link in my bio, whether you're on YouTube, X, wherever it is. It'll take you over to my website, go to my WAP store, get yourself a 7-day free trial. Come hang out and see if it's the place for you. I encourage everyone to find a good trading community. Surround yourself with 9 great traders, you will be the 10th. So just find a good trading community that fits you. If it's my community, and then fantastic. If it's not, it's not. Just make sure you do find one. I think it is going to be better and enhance you overall as a trader. So if you want to come hang out, test out our team, see if it's the place for you, come hang out, get a free trial. Use code Casey30, Casey30 at checkout. You'll get 30% off if you do decide to stay. After your free trial is up, you get 30% off your first month. So that's it from me, guys. I'll see you guys in the premium Discord here in 2 minutes, and then US market is opening about 8 minutes. So everyone have a great